Untitled Basketball Podcast, Season 2. I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
In this basketball podcast, we recap, breakdown, analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous week. Ja, how's your week been?
The same as usual, working at home. And then obviously, of course, we got our 75 list that I said 75. I mean our sub 25 list that we do. List. Yeah, sometimes that we do. But yeah, you know me. You knew me since day one. It's been a boring life for me. It's nothing much.
Yeah. Sadly, I've known you since day one. For a long time, I've known you. That's more of a negative than a positive, but I'm doing good, and as Ja had mentioned, yes, more entries on our snub 25 list. Monday was Dennis Johnson. Sorry. Monday was Dennis Johnson. Wednesday was Walt Bellamy. Two legends of the 70s. Dennis Johnson, of course, of the 80s as well. And Walt Bellamy was late 60s as well, right?
Yeah, he was mostly 60s, early 70s.
60s, early 70s, yeah. So check out those legends. I'm pretty sure most of you watching this video don't know any of them. Probably know Dennis Johnson because of Celtics in the 80s, but definitely don't know who Walt Bellamy is. Go check them out. Very underrated players, skilled, and were the best of their time. Yep. But all right, as for modern basketball, Ja, what should we get into first? There's a lot of things that we can discuss. Well, what should we get into first?
You could go. You could decide. It don't matter.
Well, that's the thing. I don't know where to start. Should I just be cursing out the Knicks right now? Should I be praising the way the Grizzlies playing without their star player? Should I be talking about the Jazz and their center that can't defend 1 through 5? What should I? There's a slew of things that I can start with.
Let's talk about San Antonio and their win that they got.
Their win against
the Golden State.
Of course, you wanted to mention that. Of course, you wanted, because I thought you was talking about San Antonio win against the Nuggets, with their reigning MVP last night. But no, any chance to hinder the Warriors, of course.
No.
Bring them down. How about instead of that? How about we talk about the Warriors beating the Phoenix Suns last week, like we did predict. We both predicted that they would end the streak.
But we knew that was going to happen.
Either way, praise them. Don't bring them down. The wins.
I don't.
That's a big win. That's a bigger win than the Spurs win against them. Okay, let's just.
Yeah.
Like that. All right.
You're right.
Very impressed with how the Warriors have played, despite that loss that you so wholeheartedly brung up just because you want to hinder them, bring them back down to earth. But see, I'm not going to do that. Just Warriors playing some great basketball, and losses comes to 82-game season. I got to beat every team that you're supposed to beat.
Did I ever say that I was hindering them though? I just said let's bring up. You asked me what you wanted to bring up. I brought up San Antonio.
I know you. I know what you're trying to do.
But that's how good the Warriors are, that you got to bring up the fact that San Antonio was able to beat them. That's how good they are.
He think he's smart. He think he know what he's doing. I know what he's doing though.
I'm not doing anything, man.
But we praise the Warriors enough. We don't have to go too in depth about them again, because we're pretty sure we're gonna have to praise them later on in the season as well. So let's just keep this short. By the way, who's your front runner for MVP?
Don't do that.
I'm just asking.
Don't do that.
Why?
Yeah, you gonna try to violate me about you talking about Cat?
No, I'm not talking about Cat. Please, he's not even. Who's your front runner?
Oh, who's front? Well, it's between two people. Obviously Curry and KD, and it looked like. I'm sorry to say, I know. Obviously, it's still going to be Durant as the best player in the world, but Curry's looking like the best player in the world right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's only one answer currently right now. It's Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry is the MVP. Currently, right now, the season was to end today. He will be the MVP.
No question.
But all right. There was another team that played terrible in the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Got some big wins, one against your dark horse, which I clowned you about. And then for some reason they kept winning. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the Houston Rockets of all teams. Not with him on the team, but with the likes of Kevin Porter Jr. and Shayshawn Tate, and Eric Gordon is back, by the way. With their team.
Wait, you forgot street clothes John Wall on the sideline too.
I don't. There's only one man in street clothes. Don't do that to John Wall.
Hey,
Okay?
he making money. He making a whole lot of money just sitting there chilling. You can't lie.
He's gonna be playing this season. Now, whether it's for the Rockets or for another team, he will be playing. Again,
What are you hinting at?
I promise you he will be playing. Listen, I don't know what I'm hinting at. I'm just saying he will be playing.
I saw you give that eye.
What eye?
I saw you give that little look. Like when I saw him on the screen.
I don't know what look you talking about. I'm just saying. John Wall, he will be playing this year. But the Rockets have been playing some good basketball. 7-game win streak. I mean, they're still on the bottom. They're still a few games behind of the play-in. But, hey, I'm impressed. They seem like they're getting their chemistry going.
Yeah, man. Look, it takes time, right? Yes, this is a group full of young guys and stuff like that. And obviously, we know that maturity and growth and stuff has to come in. But at the end of the day, this is still a talented team. And when you have enough talent, as long as you can find a way to get your chemistry up there, things are going to eventually go into a positive direction. I don't know about the Lakers though, but yeah, that's a story for another time. But yeah, things are just going to go in the right direction as long as you just keep the course and keep going. And I feel like that's what the Rockets have done. They've been playing Kevin Porter at the point most of the time, and they're getting some kind of success out of it. Jalen Green is starting to hit his stride. He's been up and down in the beginning, but now he's starting to hit his stride more. Christian Wood is still balling out. And of course, what you said, their veteran presence. John Wall is a big help for them still off the bench. Eric Gordon.
I'm not even playing though.
He's not playing, but he's giving them help though. He's giving them help. He's educating these young guys. Again, he's been in the league for over a decade now. So he's basically giving whatever the kind of knowledge he has learned within these years to help out these young guys because he's been in a situation like this. And you got to talk about Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon is still playing really well too. As a veteran, and he's also been helping out the young guys also. So, it's all just a process. Steven Silas, believe it or not, he's a good coach, but yet when you're in a situation like this and what you're having to deal with mostly because they're probably, I think the Rockets are the youngest team in the NBA, probably second youngest. I know they're one of the youngest teams in the NBA for sure. I know that for a fact. It's not going to, when you're going against guys, when you're going against older men who are more experienced, been in this league for a long time, you're not going to really win that easy. So they're just getting into it, and this is the type of confidence that they need. This consistency.
I mean, yeah, you hinted at perfectly. I still don't think I'm not going to be too high on the Rockets. They are still a young team. I think this is just a flash right now showing what they could do, but I don't think this is going to sustain too long. I still don't think they're going to make playoffs. I still don't think they're going to make the play-in. However, this is showing what they could be like in the future. This is definitely promising. Like I said, in a few years, to keep this team, keep these young players, they could be something special.
Yeah, no question.
As of now, give them their praise. They only have a game winning streak, but I don't think that's going to last so long.
They beat Harden, so something gotta happen. I'm just saying, yeah, they beat Harden.
As impressed of a win that was, I still don't think they're gonna last that long. Okay. All right. With all due respect, hey, I will be shocked. I mean, I've seen crazier things, like the Kings making the play. Wait, actually, I've never seen that. So maybe I haven't seen crazier things. Maybe the Rockets could shock me somehow.
Yo, leave Sacramento. You sound like Shaq a little bit, man. It's like
What?
They in the playing situation. You know that, right?
Now look at me and tell me, how long do you think that will last? Five games, 10 games.
Okay, it probably won't last that long. But hey,
past All-Star break, what?
We've been proven wrong before. They did. Something may happen. But you're right.
Yeah, I know. I have absolutely no faith in Sacramento. Any ounce of faith I've ever had has been lost. So yeah, I don't see them making a play-in.
Yeah.
But let's talk about, since we're talking about play-ins and all that, let's talk about a team that's it's been up and down in terms of on court and off court with drama and all that. And they haven't been playing the best basketball. That's the Portland Trailblazers. What's going on in Portland? Is all this drama with Dame? They want to play with Ben? Rumored. What's going on?
What's going on? Portland. That's always a team that, like, even though you can say they could be a dark horse or something, that they're not going to really go anywhere. They're a playoff contending team and stuff like that. But you don't know, they're not going to do much. But let's just say this. I think it comes to a point where, as strong as you are mentally, it's going to get to a point where you're going to eventually hit your breaking point and stuff like that. And to specifically speak on what I'm trying to hint at with this is the fact that with Damian Lillard, one of the most realest guys in the NBA, one of the most loyal guys in the NBA, has been dedicated to his franchise since when was he drafted? 2012? Since 2012, right? He has seen the organization go through changes, having to go through certain things, situations, and they have still gained a lot of good success out of it. While people, you remember when LaMarcus and stuff, when they all left, how, like, people didn't have much to say about the Blazers until they actually played. It's just like that. So he's basically been there to see the changes ever since he has been there.
Right, so what's going on now? He wants to leave? Do you think he wants to leave?
I think he's still dedicated and loyal to the Blazers, but I think he wants to see something big happen. But the thing is, unfortunately, nothing big is going to happen. I'm sorry to say it, but it's Portland now. It's like, unless if it comes through the draft, nothing big is going to really happen for you in any other way.
I'll put it this way in terms of Portland. It took Carmelo Anthony to be released and a year off for him to go to Portland.
You see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just certain things. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, unless if you're drafted there or something, like, nothing really, like, nobody wants to focus on point. Do I know why? Hell no. I just know for a fact you're type of a small market team, even though you're on the West Coast.
Nobody wants to play with Dame. I said it.
Yeah. No, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, it's just that. And when you look at the team from a different perspective, you got to deal with the fact of Chauncey Billups, who could be a really good coach in the future, but yet you got to get adjusted to the type of system that he's trying to run. And you know what I mean? And he's trying to get these guys better defensively. And it's just like, that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, you got to have guys who's dedicated to the defensive end. To be honest, it's like you have to have defenders who are dedicated to defensive end. And let's be honest here. They got rid of Hassan Whiteside, which, if he was still on this team, he could have been a good help for Chauncey Billups inside the paint. Robert Covington, he's been okay in a way, but it's not really been there. And then you got Larry Nance, who's hyper athletic, so he could do something on the defensive end if he wanted to, but we don't see much. Dennis Smith Jr., yeah, move on. Anthony Simons, yeah.
That was so disrespectful. These are
disrespect. This is offensive players that we're talking about here. We're not talking about there's nobody who defends in Portland. Like Nasir Little, he's active, so he could be a good defender.
Yeah, but I mean, if they can't play 1 through 5, who cares? Right, Pat Bev?
Yeah, but Here's the thing. It's just, it like, when you come in, when you're trying to shake things up and make things new, like, it takes time to get adjusted and get used to it before you could probably see things go into a good direction. The bad thing is you don't know when it's going to go into a good direction. And I think that's the situation that Portland is in right now. And I think that's the reason why Dame is kind of rocky. It's like, he's rocky because he's just like, you heard all the talks in the offseason talking about in terms of new coaches and stuff like that after they got rid of Terry Stotts and the type of view that he wants to see Portland in, even and how he doesn't want to leave, but yet at the same time it's like you kind of forcing his hand. And it's just like, to be honest, if Dame wants to leave, and I understand, like, the typical NBA fan will get pissed, but nobody in a Portland organization or as a Trailblazers fan should get pissed. It's like he did everything he could as your best player for these, when did Mark see, like ever since 2014, 2015. It's just like,
I think Cousins left in 2016.
Not Cousins, Lamar.
I mean Cousins, Aldridge.
Yeah, 2015. So, yeah, 2015. He left in 2015.
Yeah.
So for these past 6 years, this, like, he has basically maximized out what he could do for Portland in these past 6 years. It's just he doesn't know where they're going. It's like as if they just stuck in the middle.
Well, Dame, we always got a spot for you in the Big Apple. Anytime we're gonna come through, chill.
That's just gonna be worse. Dame gonna do it.
How'd that be worse?
This is gonna be worse, man. Yeah,
look, we need a superstar, okay? We need some big. Well, Dame hasn't been. I'm gonna say that Dame's not playing like Dame because of the situation in Portland. He don't want to be there. I'm gonna say it.
No, yeah. Everybody hints at it. Even Charles Barkley even hints at it. Like, it's like,
Charles Barkley says a lot of
things. Yes, he says a lot of things, but it's the truth. It's like when you have reached your point, you're not going to really want to play up until you're in a new situation. And you see with plenty of guys, it's not just superstar players, it's star players or people who are role players who needed to change the scenery, who have basically improved their game being in a different situation. Sometimes it's just like that. A different situation helps you get your game back up. Because let's be honest, I've been saying it, to the great backcourt dynamic of CJ and Dame, and CJ's been playing way better than Dame. He's been playing at an all-star level more than Dame this whole season.
Wow.
Am I lying? I know Dame had that stretch of games and he became Western Conference Player of the Week, but
Dame's been stepping up a little bit.
Okay,
it wasn't like how he was in the beginning.
Yes, he stepped it up, but come on now. We see CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum has been consistent before he went out with that thing. He's been consistent with what he's been doing. He's been playing at a star level.
All right, I hear you. Well, situation in Portland, we'll definitely keep an eye on and definitely keep track on. Like I said, day and day. We always see on table. All right, see on table. All right. You always come through, just chill. That's all I'm saying. Speaking of this team, Kemba been out the lineup. Not much has changed. The Knicks have not started winning. In fact, they started losing a little bit more. So was that a good decision, Tom? Was Kemba really the problem? No, I don't think Kemba was really that big of a problem. I mean, I think he played a part, but I think the whole Knicks play a part.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Kemba was never the problem. We just kept calling out the fact that Kemba has not played up to the expectation or the standard that we want him to play.
Yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Which is hence why people want to make it seem as if he's the problem. But he's not the problem. He was never the problem. Let's just keep that a buck. It's just that the Knicks, you already said it, you hinted at it sometimes. It's like when they're there, and when they're not at all. They disappeared off the face of the earth. Like, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you really wish as if you had some Knicks legends playing for your team right now instead of them, because the way that they is, they're just here and there. They sometimes could blow leads or they could come back in the game, but they just don't know how to close out and things like that. It's just a whole mix of problems. And sometimes they just forget about their defense too. Didn't you say that at one point?
Getting blown out by, yep. Getting blown out by Chris Duarte. I just don't get it. I don't get it with the Knicks. I don't understand why they're so inconsistent. What's going on? Is this coaching thing? Is the playing team? Is the lineups? Is the chemistry? Like, and I did say I felt like I wasn't that high on the Knicks as everybody else was coming into the season. I was skeptical, and you know that to be true. When you was praising them and special guest Cherno, when he was, this is off camera, he was talking about them, the Knicks would be fine. I was hesitant because I don't know if all these shot creators and guys like that can coexist with each other. And right now, like, it's inconsistent. The Knicks aren't terrible. They're not even bad. They're not great.
Well, this is where, we talk about, and this is what I talk about, right? So all right, this goes back to coaching a little bit, right? Tom Thibodeau, a great coach, right? A really great coach. But what is he more focused on in terms of his coaching style?
And that's the thing, defense. And the Knicks have not been playing good defense.
Exactly. The defense got to get better, but also you want your offense also to be at a level offensively in which is good, because they've gotten better offensively, right? They got way better offensively, but it's the consistency that needs to be there. And that's why I feel like with Tom Thibodeau's mindset, along with if you could get an assistant coach, I don't know who the assistant coach is for the Knicks, but if you get an offensive minded type of assistant coach who could keep this team at a consistent level, I feel like the Knicks could get into a situation which they're not inconsistent all the time. I feel like they could get into a better situation than what they are. You know what I mean? And also, let's be honest, let's go back a little bit to the Dame situation.
Inconsistent. But keep going.
Yeah. Let's go back to the Dame situation. It would be huge if the Knicks could get somebody like Dame. Along with the fact, because again, just like what Cherno said, Julius Randle is a great player, a great talent, but he's not a guy who could be your main guy. You need somebody who's in front of him. And I feel like that could be a perfect situation, given the fact that you could have a great defensive-minded head coach, a really good dude right besides him who's offensive-minded, along with a possible superstar like Dame right besides Julius Randle. I feel like the Knicks could be fine. That's how I look at it, guys.
I'm fine, because the Knicks supposed to take a next step. Next step. I mean, we're talking bigger, not just playoffs. Talking a playoff series win, first time since 2012. That's what the Knicks' goal should have been entering this season. I don't think we are reaching that goal. I think we took a step back a little bit.
Yeah.
Currently, like I said, the Knicks are inconsistent. Who knows? They go on a 10-game winning streak, but they're more likely to go on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah.
But then it's like win, loss, loss, win, loss, win, loss. It's almost like the Lakers. Speaking of, that's another inconsistent team. The Los Angeles Lakers. Man. That's win loss. I mean, they're 13-13. Just lost to the Grizzlies last night, who've been playing some great basketball, by the way, without their star player. Want to get a heads up to my boys down there in Memphis. I represent. I support y'all boys. I believe in y'all. My son Dylan Brooks, my guy Jaren Jackson Jr., Triple J, I love y'all. Give him some credit. But the Lakers, I mean, what's going on?
I'm sorry to say, I haven't.
Who's to blame? Because we talk about the Knicks. Who is to blame?
Oh, who's to blame for the Lakers? It's been hinting at it because everybody's been hinting at it. Let's be honest. Everybody has been hinting at it. I don't focus on numbers or whatsoever really like that, but everybody's been hinting at it. And it took, again, with a real basketball mind, like Charles Barkley to say, because he said it on TV.
LeBron James. Oh, sorry. I think we're on the wrong.
You think about the wrong thing. But
sorry.
Anthony Davis has not held up his end of the bargain. Let's be honest. He has not held up his end of the bargain. Like, don't get me wrong, he's still playing well, but he's not. And he's shown flashes of it, of course, but he's not being who we want him to be. He's not. He's supposed to be. Let's be honest. Anthony Davis this season with all the talent, he's supposed to be in the MVP conversation. He's supposed to be in the MVP conversation this year. He really should be. He really supposed to be. And I don't even think he's anywhere near the MVP conversation. Do you think so?
MVP? No.
Nowhere near. No. And this is Anthony Davis talking about.
Yeah, it's like saying Cat's MVP.
Huh? Yo. Chill out.
What?
Chill out. Why do you have to do this to me? Like, why? Like, let me have my dream. I understand, yes. Okay, he got blown out. Still put up a good game.
They're on a 4-game losing streak.
Yo. All right. As I was saying about Anthony Davis, look at the questions about this Lakers team was chemistry, age, injury, right? You know what I mean? And the only way, and we always talked about because LeBron is the second greatest player of all time, right behind Michael Jordan. So obviously, we're gonna praise him and talk about how this team needs to be ran by him. But the best player on this team should be Anthony Davis with his age, his situation. He's basically in his prime, basically at this point. He's starting off his prime, and he's not showing up. This Lakers team, again, as I said, with the talent that they have, they should have the record like how the Suns and the Warriors have. And for some reason, they have not been able to get together. Everybody want to talk about Frank Vogel, and probably he is somewhat the problem a little bit with his coaching style, in which he got to get adjustments and used to and understand when you got all this talent. It's not good to have too much of something. Let's be honest. Just like it's bad to have too little of something, it's not good to have too much of something because then you got to find a way to make sure the right things work with the right pieces and shit. But at the same time, it's like Anthony Davis he needs to play more up to standard to make sure that this Lakers team win. It can't be just Bron. And it can't be Westbrook. Also, these guys are at a certain age at this point in which they can't really depend on much to dominate a game. Anthony Davis is 27 years of age, basically starting off his prime. He needs to get it going. He needs to basically be playing at a level in which he's in the MVP conversation.
Interesting. Now, play a little devil's advocate. I'm gonna throw out some stats for you, okay? Now these are not crazy like this stat for everything stat. These are stats that if you're an NBA fan, these are important. Okay, these are Anthony Davis numbers this season.
Go on.
Average 24 points.
The average of 30. Go on.
10 rebounds.
Should be averaging 15. Go on. Am I lying? Am I lying? Like,
but let's shooting 52% from the field.
As a big should be high, but he's more of a stretch big, so I can understand why a little bit.
But see, all those stats that I named, and 2 blocks. All those stats that I said are up from the previous year, which was his down year. He only played 36 games. He was hurt. And even when he was playing good, but not Anthony Davis good. However, this year, based off these stats, I'm not saying I agree with you or disagree with you. I'm just saying based off these stats, he's having a pretty good year. Now, your response would be?
He should be playing way more. Again, those stats are great. Don't get me wrong. But again, MVP Anthony Davis level is a dude who's putting up close to like 28, 29 a game with 14 to 15 rebounds and impacting the game every other way. Yes, he has thing. He has all his stats and everything like that, but it's more about the impact of the game. And I feel like he needs to take more advantage of taking over. Like there's been a couple of games in which he has taken over in the fourth quarter and the Lakers have kept it close or either won in that game, even though they should be losing games, let's be honest. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like there's times where we talk about it, right? We talk about Westbrook, and it's probably this is a little bit more Westbrook's fault, right? But his decision making when it comes down to moments in which they need to take over, right? Well, Anthony Davis needs to be more assertive, more aggressive in terms of needing to demand more. He needs to demand more because again, he's the one who could go get them a bucket naturally when it comes down to those moments, if not Bron.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but what about you saying like you get around and answer my question without even knowing the question? I was gonna say, well, what about he's playing with Russell Westbrook and LeBron? How is he supposed to get those stats up? But you just say you gotta demand the ball more. You gotta take charge. You gotta be more aggressive. He's gotta be the vocal point of the offense. But that also is on coaching. We talk
That
about
is on
chemistry. We
coaching.
talk
Yes,
about
you're right.
lineups.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I'm telling you, and again, Cherno even hinted at it at 1.2, how the fact of when Jason with Jason Kidd leaving, it kind of hurts them because Frank Vogel, good coach, great coach, carried team to conference finals before and stuff like that. Carried team to the finals, won a championship off of it. But again, he's a defensive minded coach, also, isn't he? He's a guy who's more of a defensive minded coach. Don't get me wrong, his offense could be well, but that's the reason why the assistant coach comes in too. And that's the reason Jason Kidd, one of the greatest minds in basketball history, he could help facilitate a team or orchestrate a team in a way for offensively. And I think that's where the Lakers is. You need they're look at, I already said the Lakers need to be fast. They need to be outrunning teams, even though despite their age, because they got two of the fastest play, three technically with Rondo, and a guy who can run the show in Rondo too. Like, you know what I mean? These guys could be getting up and down the floor. 3-point shooting, probably Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk, and sometimes Avery Bradley. They're not really that strong in that category, but they're a team that's capable of going fast, and they have not been playing fast. Let's be honest.
Well, listen, that comes to coaching.
Yeah.
That's not on players. If the coaching is if the coach is putting the emphasis on that, the players would do it. Now, if the players are not, that's a different story. But if coach is putting an emphasis on fast break and getting out and running,
yeah,
the players will reflect that. But they aren't. So Frank Vogel definitely takes a hit from this. It's not just an Anthony Davis thing or a players thing or Westbrook, even though he's been playing a little bit better as recently.
Yeah.
You know, this is also on coaching as well. He doesn't just get to dodge the bullet.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to do better.
He doesn't. Everybody, yeah, you're right. Everybody needs to do better. And he doesn't get to dodge. I'm not dodging. I say he's part of it. He's part of it. But my thing is also just with Anthony Davis, I just want him to be more demanding. That's my thing too. Yes, Frank Vogel, obviously the coach, everything comes. I know, understand y'all got LeBron, who's the coach at times, but you know, Anthony Davis needs to be more demanding because again, he's so talented, he's so great. He's on the top 75 for Jesus Christ. Come on now. This dude is supposed to be commanding the ball because he knows that out of all the players on this floor, right besides LeBron, he's the dude who can naturally get a bucket whenever he wants to. Easy. And it's not even easy. It's not supposed to be easy. It's not easy at all to get a bucket, especially in the NBA. And he makes it, and he's one of the few players that make it look effortless. He really makes it look effortless. And that's the reason I'm saying within those moments in which, you know, because again, they blew a lot of games that they shouldn't have won. They should not have this record. And he has, and in some of those games, he has demanded the ball. Don't get me wrong, he has to demand the ball. And they have seen success because they was close to getting the win. They got the win or they lost by little. And I think he needs to start doing that more because trust and believe, LeBron will be open to that. LeBron is always an open person to seeing talent when he sees one and knowing what they could do. And Anthony Davis is an all-world talent, a transcendent talent, a generational talent. He's going to open up. It's probably more Westbrook again, but yeah.
So you have a strong take on this. So I'm going to let you rock with that. Definitely keep an eye on the Lakers situation as we are with all the teams in the league. But the Lakers, considering they just won the chip 2 years ago, and they have one of the best players to ever play this game, as long as one of the best talents to ever play this game, as long as triple double, it's all going down crazy in Los Angeles. So we'll keep an eye on this crazy situation.
The Clippers are better.
You just want to say that, huh?
Yeah, the Clippers are better. And look at it. LA our way. They kind of talking about this is a Lakers state. You know what I mean? Well, technically it's a Warriors state now, but it's a Lakers state. But I'm telling you right now, the Clippers are the best in the city. You know, they're the ugly sister. The ugly sister glowed up. That's all I gotta say. The ugly sister glowed up. Man. I'm sorry. It just be like that, you know. The ugly
All right. Before we go into some predictions, I want to give a quick shout out to the Utah Jazz playing some really good basketball. as of late on a 6-game winning streak, right? Yeah, on a 6-game winning streak, and you got to give credit to Quinn Snyder, got to give credit to Donovan, got to give credit to Rudy Gobert, no matter how much people hate on him for some weird reason. Let me just talk about this real quickly. I don't understand why he gets so much hate for just playing his role. He's doing what he's asked. Quinn Snyder told him the system. He fits the system well. He fits Quinn Snyder's coaching. Stay in the paint, guard the perimeter. Guard the post. You're the paint presence, protect it. Whoever comes in, try to block shots. You don't go out. Don't contest point guards. Don't contest shooting guards. It's not your role. You stay in the paint. Now, when that happened, when the Clippers that got him out of that element last year, you see what happens. It all broke down.
Yeah.
So why I don't get why he gets so much hate for just playing his position, playing his role of what his coach is telling him. You're right. He can't guard the 1 through 5. He can't guard perimeter. But that's not his role. That's not his job.
Yeah.
Let the 1, 2, 3, and 4 guys guard the perimeter.
Yeah.
So, listen, Rudy, I support you. I know what you can do. You're an amazing shot blocker. You're a great post presence. Okay, what anybody says. Sure, you can't guard the 1 through 5, but if you're going to pick him, if you're coaching him, that's not him.
Yeah.
You play to his strengths. Does anybody not ever heard of this? You play to your player's strengths. Quinn Snyder is playing to his strengths, and Rudy Gobert is playing his role.
No question. And I feel like that whole situation, I said, why you want a dude who's 7'2" out on the perimeter guarding guys who could probably blow by him? They said that's on the people at the perimeter. Last time I remember, Donovan Mitchell is supposed to be one of the best two-way players in the league. He's supposed to be guarding the perimeter. Royce O'Neal's supposed to be guarding the perimeter. He could sometimes also, with his strength, he could also sometimes try to get there and try to bully guys also. You know what I mean? Those guys, just like what you said, the guys 1 through 3, or probably you could add the 4 sometimes, supposed to be the ones guarding the perimeter. I don't know why people trying to undervalue Rudy's gifts, strengths, and talents of guarding the defensive post when that's what he's supposed to do, because that's how the Utah, like, let's be honest, that's how Utah's like game plan system usually opens up. Obviously, Donovan's a scorer, obviously, but with Rudy being that presence down low, knowing that he could probably get a bucket whenever they try to toss it into him, along with the fact that you got to worry about attacking the paint, knowing that he's in there to be ready to reject your shot. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's the whole game plan at that point. Like, people got to focus on him, especially defensively. So I don't know why people are hating. I don't know what it is whatsoever. I just want to say, Cat did do well against him last night, even though they got blown out. But yeah,
they lost by like 30.
Bro, Donovan Mitchell went up for 37. What you expect?
They lost by like 30. They're on a 4-game winning streak. You should not ever praise that.
Bro,
you scored 22, not 40. Calm down.
Wait, okay, yeah, all right. I shouldn't be getting that.
Yeah, you shouldn't have even said that.
Donovan Mitchell.
You can be quiet now.
Wait, let me finish. You got Bogdanovich and Donovan going crazy. You got also the great defense that they was playing. Now, I'm not talking about Rudy Gobert specifically. I'm talking about the whole Jazz team, the way that they was getting the pass lane. Obviously, it was going to, and I always said the Jazz was a better team than the Timberwolves. Are you
anyway? Like I was saying, because I'm just gonna ignore you now. Just anytime to try to bring Cat up. All right, he's on a 4-game losing streak. Tell your man to get a win, and then those 22 points will mean something. 22 points in all. Like I said, 22 points. It's not 40. You not scored 40 on Rudy. Okay, so let's chill out. Anyway, Rudy, I respect you. I support you. For some reason, all these guys, they respect perimeter defense way more than the post defense. They do not care about your post defense, all because the media praise you. So now everybody else has to hate on you because the media does praise them. But that shouldn't be a reflection on him. That has nothing to do with him.
Yeah, and all I gotta say is if you want to clown post defense or inside the paint defense, just remember how the 2016 NBA Finals was kind of decided in a way. Just remember that.
Well, yeah, because Andrew Bogut was hurt. And he was a big piece, and he was a good post defender. He was good at shot blocking, and he wasn't there, and you saw the end result.
Yeah. You saw what LeBron did to Andre Iguodala in the paint. That's all I gotta say.
Well, LeBron can guard the 1 through 5, so they're not gonna say that. But anyway, they would rather have an average defender that can guard 1 through 5 at an average level than someone that can guard 4 through 5 at an elite level. I'm telling you, they'd rather have a C perimeter D, a C post D than someone that has a post D and a D perimeter D.
I love the 2K stats. I love the 2K stats.
That's just how I don't understand that, man. I don't understand. Me personally, I'm taking the A. Taking the A. But Rudy, I support you. Shout out to the Jazz on a great winning streak. A great win against the Sixers as well in Philly. They shut down Embiid. Gobert played a huge part in that, by the way. Someone who can't defend. So. Yeah.
He puts no fear into my heart.
What's that?
He puts no fear into my heart.
I love Anthony Edwards, though. Well, all right. That's enough for all the breakdowns and recaps from the past week. Let's go on for the future games. Speaking of future games, tonight's games. First off, Knicks Raptors.
Raptors.
I don't care if we're inconsistent. That means that we're going to take this win because we just got a loss. Let's go, Knicks. Kings, Hornets. Mavericks, Pacers.
I think Mavericks.
Oh, was you going to say something about the other game?
You can move on. It's cool. I don't need to give my input.
Perfect. ESPN 7:30. Nets going to the ATL battle the Hawks.
I'm going to pick the underdog. I'm going to pick the Hawks.
Hey, I'm going to pick the underdog too. I got the Hawks. Just down on Christmas Day. Bucks, Rockets.
Bucks.
Oh, so the winning streak's going to be shattered. Yep, Bucks. I mean, they beat the Nets. They could beat the Bucks. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah. If Giannis not playing.
Yeah. Cavs, Timberwolves, Cavs.
Yo, bro. No, actually, the Cavs been playing nice. So
yeah, that's what I was about to say. The Cavs been playing nice, unlike the Timberwolves been playing terrible.
Yeah.
Cavs been playing some good basketball. Evan Mobley.
We didn't have D'Lo playing last night.
Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year.
D'Lo was not playing last night. That's unfair, bro.
Who?
D'Lo was not playing last night, though. So that's the reason why they probably still on their losing streak.
Evan Mobley, Cavs.
Oh yeah, he's been playing nice. He's a good rookie. He's been playing nice.
Rookie of the Year. I said it.
No, yeah, he's up there. He's been up there.
Only because I don't like Scotty Barnes and Chris Duarte. Only because. Speaking of rookies, the Pistons going up against the Pelicans.
Dang. Jonas Valanciunas has been playing really good. I'm going with the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's the only sane reason. By the way, these are two of the worst teams in each conference. Oh, and by the way, if anybody didn't know, the Pistons are on a 10-game losing streak.
Damn, Cade. No rookie of the year for you, huh?
Yep. Detroit basketball.
Yeah. That's kind of embarrassing to say.
Imagine. The bad boy Pistons and the 2000s Pistons just looking at this team. What happened to the Pistons? But that's another time. The Lakers going against the Thunder for the third time this year.
I think this one we could go out and let me say that the Thunder aren't going to get blown out by 73. And in the way that they've been playing against the Lakers this year, yeah, I got the Thunder. Josh Giddey's gonna go off.
Listen to me. If the Lakers lose this game, I'm saying I'm gonna lose all faith, all hope in this team. I know I don't usually do this on like these one games, kids, but this will be their third loss to this Thunder team, who has after they came back twice against them to beat them twice. They lost 73. They lost by 73. You cannot lose to a team that lost by 73. I know their best player wasn't playing. I don't care. They lost by 73. And if you are looking for championship aspirations like this Lakers team is that has LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook, they cannot lose to this team for a third straight time. I'm telling you, if the Lakers lose this game, I am losing all faith in this Lakers team. They will not win the championship. They will not make the finals. They probably won't make the West Conference finals. This game for me is deciding everything. I don't usually do that, but for this game, I have to.
Oh, you sound like me.
I know, so sad. But lastly, ESPN 10 o'clock. The Boston Celtics going to Phoenix, Arizona to battle the Phoenix Suns.
Phoenix. Actually, I want to think that over because Devin Booker is not playing still.
Oh, he is?
I still got. He is now? He's back?
No, I'm asking. He isn't?
Did he come back from that injury?
No.
Yeah, so actually, matter of fact, I still got Phoenix.
I was gonna say you was messing up my line. I was gonna say, oh, he isn't, and you're supposed to be like, no, he's not. I was like, oh, Suns. Sorry, Boston. All right, I think it's time to wrap things up, Ja. Final thoughts.
Yeah, Lakers. Please get it together. I'm tired of saying that, but I want to only say it just like how Evan say he gonna lose faith in y'all. This is the last time I'm saying get it together. It's the last time I'm saying it.
I'm telling you, if the Lakers lose, that's it. I'm off. I have them as the championship contenders. I have them going to. No, I don't think I did that. But I have them championship contenders, potentially going to the finals.
Yeah,
and they can't lose this game. I know it's 82 games in the season. I know this is just one team. I know losses happen when you're supposed to win. This will be the third time. And after I saw what the Thunder did or lack thereof against the Grizzlies, there's no way in hell the Lakers can lose this game. And for me to say they're championship contenders, no way. Not me. Maybe you, but not me.
Nah, the Lakers have no more like this slump, this inconsistency should have never been this long. It should have ended after like we are 20 games. This should have ended like ever since like the 12th game. Let's be honest. This inconsistency should have ended since the 12th game, and it's still going on. And what's their record? 13-13.
Yep, 500.
So this has basically been 26 games past, and they're still on an inconsistent level. There's no more excuses for them at this point. I'm sorry, we can make excuses for any other, but when you have the second greatest player of all time, and you got 4 people on the top 75, there's no more excuses we can make for you. I'm sorry, there's no more excuses. It should be 5, but yet they wanted to do Dwight dirty and play AD over him, but we're not gonna get into that.
By the way, Sum 25, I want to check it out. Check out Dwight Howard episode where I make the case for Dwight Howard to be in that discussion.
First everyone.
Yep. But all right. Interesting. All right, Ja.
Yep.
I think it's time to sign out. We'll be back, of course, every week, as well as the videos for our Snub 25. 2 new episodes coming out next week. It's going to be very interesting. More older guys you're not going to know of, more underrated guys. Yeah, I know. You want to get to modern players. Well, check out Paul George, Kyrie Irving ones. Those are some really good modern discussions and why they should be on the 75 list, why their case should be heard. Of course, Dwight Howard, one we already mentioned. Just throw some Pau Gasol, just throw some names. Ben Wallace, just throw some names out there.
Manu.
Oh, Manu Ginobili, just throw some. But all right, John. All right. That is all. So thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure you tune into next week's podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, support the channel, give us feedback, all that good stuff.
Also, tune into our social medias, our Instagram and our TikTok.
Yes, down in the description below, as well as watch our 2 episodes every week of the Snub 25, including 27 players, Monday and Wednesday. But of course, once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this was the Mind of Basketball Podcast.
Season number 2.
Here we go.
Yo.